Hey deep divers, welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future deep dives. You know the drill. And while you're at it, drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts on today's episode.
You ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Today we're taking a deep dive into a fascinating article from the Daily Beast.
Published just a couple days ago on November 3rd, 2024.
The title: Bill Clinton defends George W. Bush's 2024 silence.
Interesting title, right?
It definitely caught my eye. Bill Clinton and George W. Bush talking about the 2024 election.
Two former presidents from different sides of the aisle? You don't see that every day.
Definitely not. So the article basically centers around Bill Clinton defending George W. Bush's decision to remain silent on the current election.
Right. Clinton's main argument is that Bush dedicated his entire life to the Republican Party, and at this point in his life, he wouldn't want to alienate them.
Which I guess makes sense.
It does make you wonder, though, right?
About what?
Well, is Bush's silence a purely strategic move? Or does it maybe hint at some shifting political views?
That's the million-dollar question. And the article dives into that a little bit. It mentions that while Bush hasn't publicly endorsed any candidates, he has been quietly supporting some behind the scenes.
And get this, one of those candidates is a Democrat.
Yeah, I was surprised to read that.
Representative Colin Allred, who's currently running for Senate in Texas.
And think about this. Allred represents Bush's own district. So we have a lifelong Republican quietly supporting a Democrat in his own backyard.
It really is fascinating. The article even quotes Clinton talking about Bush's admiration for Allred.
Oh, yeah. He said he'll tell anybody that he's a good guy.
Pretty high praise coming from a Republican about a Democrat, wouldn't you say?
It definitely makes you think, right? About whether these hard lines we draw between political parties are always as clear-cut as they seem.
Absolutely.
And it makes me think about another pretty famous moment involving George W. Bush. Remember back during Trump's inauguration in 2017?
How could we forget?
When Bush was caught on camera muttering, "That was some weird she-tea."
Oh, yeah, that's become such a classic quote.
It has. And it kind of adds this whole other layer to this story about Bush's silence, right?
Yeah, it's interesting how on one hand, we see him choosing to stay publicly silent on the 2024 election, but then we have these moments where his true feelings about the political climate kind of slip out.
Exactly. So, deep divers, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on all of this? Does this story change how you view relationships between former presidents, especially those from opposing parties?
And how does it make you think about the choices public figures make about when to speak up and when to stay quiet?
Leave a comment below and let's get a conversation going.
We always love to hear from you guys.
Definitely. Okay, so if we had to distill all of this down to one key takeaway, I think it would be this. Even in the world of politics, which can often feel extremely divided.
There are these surprising relationships and unexpected opinions just below the surface.
Totally. And I think that leaves us with a really interesting question to ponder. If someone like George W. Bush, a staunch Republican, can find common ground with Democrats,
could that point towards a future where political dialogue and understanding become more common?
something to think about, for sure. All right, deep divers, that's going to wrap up this deep dive for today. Before you go, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know your hot takes in the comments below.
See you in the next deep dive.
Catch you later.